Alrighty, I think we are good to go. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all having a wonderful day out there. Definitely more of a mixed day, I would say, with Bitcoin. I was looking at the charts earlier. We're just kind of going up and down here, and I wish it was more exciting, but no, it is absolutely not. But what I wanted to do is take the next couple hours here just to break down some technicals over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and I want to dig deeper into potential upside and downside scenarios. And I'm talking about if we were to break down below the support level of the $90,000 range for a consistent time, what would be the next support level for us? Or if we manage to break out above all-time highs and really close above that Fibonacci level, which we've been struggling with so far, what would be the next level of resistance there as well? We're not going to be necessarily doing that with all the altcoins because they are themselves in kind of a pickle right now, if you guys had not noticed. But I think it'll be fun to kind of track and see where everything is going, right? So, hey KJ, hey Crypto Ricky, happy to see you, my man. This market sucks. I don't want to say it sucks because Bitcoin's still at like 97,000, but man, it sure is getting boring, which is why I'm building out this new computer so we can do some gaming together while talking about economics, while talking about Bitcoin, so I can go from charts to cyberpunk to charts to cyberpunk, and if you guys have questions and stuff like that, it makes life a lot easier. Now, before we get started here, here's Loki. He only has this treat left. He really doesn't have much left. He kind of ate the rest of them. So tomorrow we're going to go over to the doggy store and he's going to get some fresh treats that he gets to enjoy. So that's your treat. I'm so sorry. That's the last one you get. Yeah, I know. But yeah, so that's kind of the point of today. Waiting for him to move over a little bit. Loki, move. Beth. Yeah, that makes him run around a little bit. Move my chair with that poking him. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I wanted to do today. Just kind of talk over some of the basics. And then from there, we can kind of just hang for a little bit. So today, I'm going to try to push the stream a little bit longer than normal. Normally, you guys don't like to do an hour-long stream, especially as my voice is kind of getting back up to normal after having the sickness, whatever you want to call it. However, I think I'm going to try to push the stream potentially for 2 hours till 8 o'clock, and then I'm going to see if my computer handles it or not. If it can handle it, maybe I'll do more of these. If not, maybe I won't. We'll see how this goes. And then on top of that, I believe, what's the best way? Yeah, I mean, on the side, I'm just going to be trying to build up this computer and try to find a 5090 GPU if I'm really lucky. If not, we'll see how that works out. But yeah, so building up all that type of stuff. And then we'll probably watch some CNBC content, some other content out there so we can kind of see what's going on in the space because, not in the space necessarily, but, you know, for the economy, because the economy is kind of in a bleh moment right now where we've been having earnings and they've been kind of, meh? Even the earnings have been kind of meh so far. So I'm almost wondering if maybe we continue to have poor earnings or just not fantastic earnings, just okay earnings. I wonder if that will get the Fed moving a little bit and getting the market pumped back up because we do need to have more rate cuts. And I think there's enough pain out there where people feel like the economy isn't necessarily doing great. Right? Sure, we have some inflation, but the economy is not as great as I think the media would like to portray. And we kind of knew this going into last year's election. It still kind of has that it's not great. I think if we have cheaper gas prices and stuff, maybe it'll work out. But, you know, I have a lot of friends that work in big tech or startups in Seattle. And they said the morale is not that fantastic. So I'm hoping that things will kind of change for us a little bit more down the road here. So again, hey KJ, happy to see you. Thanks for being first right there. Crypto Ricky, Mattis. Are they really going to make XRP a reserve? It sounds like they're trying to. It remains to be seen, right? They haven't even done the Bitcoin one just yet. Although it would be crazy to have an XRP reserve before a Bitcoin reserve, and the banks start up the reserve, not the government. That might be interesting. And hey, Tony, happy to see you, my man. Hope you're doing well. I'm hoping to get a nice little rocket ship here. Bitcoin is still poised to go higher. It's just, can we do it in the month of February? I think we can, but every time we kind of have an optimistic day or a week or even a couple weeks, some news breaks, whether it be Trump or the Fed, and it kind of just kills our vibe. And killing our vibe really punishes Bitcoin right now. And hey, Nick, happy to see you, my man. Delta Force is amazing. Ooh, I haven't seen that one. Do you think we still have an altcoin season? The question is on everyone's mind. I've been seeing it a lot on X, I think. I think we are going to have an altcoin season. I just think we need the right environment. We need to have a low interest rate environment. We're just not in that moment, which has been absolutely insane because, again, we've all seen these minor moments when altcoins have been popping off and welcome them in the second year, but it just has not been consistent. That consistency has been just a pain in the ass, I think we can all kind of admit, right? And hey, Mo, happy to see you back, my man. Yeah, I know, right? Last night I got stuck up in Seattle, and it was kind of annoying, but tonight I'm fine. Back down home. I know I'm going to the cigar lounge later on to say hi to a couple friends, but I'm going to push that back so I can hang with you. I'm going to try to end this stream in 2 hours and not one. I even got my pitcher of water again. And then the cup of water. Because my throat's not 100% back to being better. But yeah, so there's a plan. AMD stock is a good buy, but it's downtrend. I mean, for me right now, I've been selling off my tech stocks. I've been doing it for the past, 2 years. I haven't really been accumulating as much as I want to. If there's a dip every now and again, I kind of play it as a swing trade for but it's like a month-long, 2-month, 3-month-long trade. Right now, I'm just kind of holding my cash and waiting to see if there's going to be any more dips. And maybe I'll get someone, maybe I won't, right? There we go. All right, so as far as Bitcoin is concerned, everybody, the weekly chart is kind of bobbing from the MACD, kind of going bullish to bearish. I wish this was actually a little bit better, but I thought I was making it max. There we go. You can see how we're right on the edge right there. The daily chart is already pretty darn bearish right now. It's been getting bearish and bearish and bearish. And in fact, if you go over here to the daily chart here, you can already see that nasty downtrend that's been accumulating over time. I would say if most of you guys want to buy Bitcoin and you guys want to try to make a swing trade out of it, you most likely will be waiting for this breakout right here, leading us to something greater. That doesn't look like it would happen until maybe mid to the late of February, so that could be a very boring time for most of you guys out there. I would say, however, we do have this one right here. If you guys are more technical, there could be a nice little bounce later on today. I was looking at this earlier on the 4-hour chart. Let me just make it a little bit more precise here. And you could definitely see tomorrow morning us having a pretty big pop that goes back above $102,000, almost making a higher low. The 4-hour chart's been kind of bumpy. Not the best because the daily chart's still bearish, but I think it's enough to give us a little bit of a surge before we consolidate again, and again, eventually try to have that breakout there, which is what I'm hoping for right now. But this is what I'd be watching for in the short term. You pop open a 15-minute chart. Again, it's a little bit more, a little bit messier looking, I would say. But I need to get, there you go. I love when the mouse is there. I hate the crosses. I think the cross is just default though. There you go. Right now we're in Tokyo time. There's going to be some time here pretty soon for New York. You can see New York time kind of whopped us. Good for day trading if you guys were waking up early. Bad if you woke up late and you're just like, what the heck happened to my positions? But you already see Tokyo is taking off right now a little bit here. And so as we kind of get back into the morning, I do think you're going to see increased volatility. It's really, can we break out above this level of resistance, which happens to be kind of around 99,000 bucks? I actually think a lot of people would be taking trades right here, playing it up, not all the way to resistance, but a little bit below. That way you can just buy low, sell high. I think that's probably the play for now. I was trying to see how the 1-hour chart was doing and everything, and it still seems like it's doing okay. Yeah, still pushing up. You still see some levels of resistance. We've been able to break above it so far. 15 still managed to break out temporarily. Maybe we'll get another big push here. 4-hour chart, not much momentum or blockage in our way, I would say. Let me get rid of the market sessions. There we go. All right, and the 20 seems to be doing okay. There's a lot of volatility around this 20, so again, we have the opportunity to kind of go back up. As far as the breakout, I'm not really pricing in the breakout for now. I think it's more of a day trader's market until the end of day tomorrow. Maybe if we're lucky on Saturday, we can really get a spike going that'll push us all the way back up here. My only concern is we're having one of those death crosses on the between the 50 and the 200. Usually we get stagnant for a little bit, right? Just enough. Not so we're not going to go here, breakout. More like, oh yeah, maybe breakout. Then that large move again happening towards the end of the month. So that's what I'm kind of feeling about Bitcoin. I'm still kind of bullish on it, which is surprising because of how I don't even know the word, just how boring it's been. I guess, yeah, one of you guys, I think Ricky said that or something like that. It's definitely been kind of an annoyance here. But if you were to go off of my oscillator plan, this is kind of a shorter's market. I'm just not shorting because it still feels like Bitcoin wants to go up on that weekly chart. And so I'm just more of a day trader's mindset of saying, hey, if I'm going to be doing a lot of crazy trades, I'd rather be shorting them. But let me make sure I have a reason to short. For instance, right now, I'd only short Bitcoin if we started to break down below this trend line there. That's when I short Bitcoin. Right now, if I was going to go long Bitcoin, it'd be a shorter time frame because I think the 1 hour just turned bullish. Yeah. Basically, you'd be looking at these types of breakout. You guys can see that triangle there, breakout. Oh man, that didn't really give you much time though. That kind of just spiked. Did not give you much time at all. Yeah, wow. All right, we can get rid of that one right there though. Yeah, that's kind of my general gist of what's happening with Bitcoin. I know we got some economic data coming out next week. Maybe that'll give us the jolt we need. But short term here, we're in a downtrend, and I think tomorrow we're going to have an attempt of breaking out. I think it's going to be a small one, of course, but I think a large one should be coming in a couple weeks as long as we don't start to break down below our favorite support level here over the past few months, 91,000, 90,000 bucks or so. Now, as far as Ethereum is concerned, I know we talked about this at length, and man, this looks a lot different than Bitcoin, wouldn't you say? Ethereum is just kind of, ouch. Just really ouch. Like, I don't think I'm going to touch Ethereum as far as swing trade, again, until we have a breakout there. And even then, I don't think it's a breakout that goes to all-time highs or something. I think it's just a breakout that gets us back to going sideways here. You guys can see we're still managing to bob off the support level, but we just turned bearish on the MACD for the weekly. Actually, last week. Of course, this week, kind of like a foreshadowing, if you will, we got even worse. Stochastic's been bad. RSI's been bad. This gave you tons of warning signs to get out for a while. The daily chart here. Yeah, you had some warning signs, I would say, but I guess the big warning sign happened right back over here. Yeah, that's when you fired the first change of character that really mattered. I had a change of character over here that also had led to some really bad moves the following day. Now, right now, we're just in break of structures. Definitely, yeah, we're definitely seeing a little bit of punishment right now. 12, yeah. 4 hour. You might have a play right here, but this isn't the type of move I would typically take unless I was doing a smaller trade, because I don't want to have to risk more money on something that might not work when I don't think it'll work particularly well, right? Or better, what's a better way of saying that? I'd say this has like a 60% chance, 65% chance of success, so I'm not going to invest a lot of money. If I was more confident that this has an 85, 90% chance of success, then I'd put some money behind this. But I do think I'd probably buy to see if we can get back up here towards 3,000 bucks, maybe even higher. But that's only because I think Bitcoin can still make a move and drive some of these altcoins up with more, how Bitcoin drives up all the other tokens when it goes up. Come back over here. How's Solana doing? And then we can go relax for a little bit. See, even Solana's kind of in a pickle. Seems like so many things are on edge right now. You can see how we're trying not to break down. I can actually go over here and put this in a little bit better. And then there you go. You can see how close we are to the edge. On the other side of this, you can see the bullishness right here. Because I am a little bit more bullish on Bitcoin for the next few hours, I'd probably take this trade, but I'd probably only take it back up to 220. I wouldn't try to hold on for anything crazier. If you are, I think you're really looking for holding this for over a week. So it's almost like a swing trade with a stop loss right around here at 175, which isn't actually the worst thing in the world. It's just, again, for me, we're still kind of forcing ourselves with a little bit more of a bearish tendency here. Bearish, bearish, bearish. It's just that usually when we have these bearish moves, right, and we're at a support level, things seem to be fine. When we're not at a support level, they can be a little more painful, right? Holding on to that support level right here, bearish, bearish, bearish. Still managed to hold on, even with the bullish RSI. this circumstance over here, everything turned bearish at the same exact time, and then we were just not able to hold any of those support levels at all. And of course, that's because Bitcoin was giving us a little bit of trouble back then as well. Let me go back over here to the 15-minute chart very fast. So that's kind of the gist of what's going on. I was trying to find out if there was anything actually moving today as far as altcoins, coinmarketcap.com. And surprising, there was a couple things that I thought you guys might want to know about. Excuse me. So, Tron might have dipped back down. That's interesting. Tron was actually doing okay earlier. Well, there's Tron move and BGB. BGB we don't mess around too much with because it is an exchange token. I buy a lot of exchange tokens. But this one is just hard to own for me personally because Bit gets along in the United States. Move is up 3% in Tron. Oh, there it is. Yeah, up 4%, 5% right now. So if you guys are looking to day trade with some leverage, I do think Tron is probably going to be your best bet. It's still managing to move a little bit right now. On top of that, over the last 7 days, you guys can see it is down about 8%. So there's still some volatility left in it. I was looking at Move earlier. I do think this has some sass, if you will, if you wanted to day trade it. I just didn't find this on as many exchanges as I thought I would, which was kind of surprising. I just don't know why, actually, to be fair. I'm gonna change something up on my computer very fast so I can see you guys a little bit better. Can I? There you go. This is my teleprompter, but I need to change it so it's set to display. I can open up a third window over here. There we go. All right. Now I can read you guys' comments and things like that. Boom. All right. Altcoins are going down really bad. Not right now, but I think you're probably talking about over the last week or 2 weeks. That's probably what you're talking about. If you go zoom out at any chart, even let's just say monthly charts, you'll see that Bitcoin is doing very, very well, right? It's just everything else that's really having the issues here. So Bitcoin's fine. Ethereum is struggling a little bit. Solana, I would say, is still doing fine. Dogecoin's struggling a little bit, but overall doing okay. Trump, Melania, Whiff is bad. Whiff is really bad right now. Bonk, struggling. Miro, down. Baby Doge, struggling, I would say. STMX, struggling. Book of Meme, really struggling. Sheeb, struggling. Pepe, doing okay. Floki, struggling. Milady, struggling. ADA, struggling. Although I would say ADA is doing actually okay. AMP is struggling. Maybe doing okay, but I still say struggling because it hasn't really had a chance to go higher. This would mean that we're not going to see a bull market until 2025 if we go off AMP. Ape, struggling. Arbitrum, struggling. AXS, struggling. A lot of stuff is struggling. BNB doing okay. We talked about this going down, I guess, last month, and here we are. XRP doing fine. Not up to that level of resistance we were hoping for, but again, it came up close. It got rejected by the Fibonacci level. Can you really complain? Bitcoin Cash, okay, but not really great. Chili's, meh. AVEX, meh. You go down the list here, man. It's just not pretty across the board here. Dogelon Mars having a little bit of a pump off of the Elon stuff, of course. But you go to Link, okay, there's some Litecoin. I mean, okay, it hasn't been doing anything. Same price as it was, back in 2019 or 2018. But when you think about it, it's still outperforming a lot of other tokens right now. Mana, not good. Sand, not good. Spell token, really not good. Having a bit of a better off bottom, but still not good. Anything else in here that I'd want to show you guys? Fetch. That's one's doing okay, but still not great. Giving up a lot of ground here. World token, not good. Fa, not good. Popcat, not good. Turbo, okay. Turbo's okay. Not great, but okay. Mog, doing solid. Not great, not bad. I'd say solid. Mostly because it's already moved up so much. Ocean, not good. Tron. People knocked me when I said buy Tron back in the day. And it's only because I think Tron is just a very useful way to transfer money because I don't like to swap. I just want to move my money from wallet to wallet while paying $1 fee. Oh, freaking amazing. Matic, nope. Can you believe this is how Matic turned out? Matic had such a great run back in 2020, 2021, and now it's just like a shell of itself. Just a shell of itself. It's so sad. Things like Mudang died back down. Who is Mudang? What is Mudang? The meme has completely died out. I mean, it is freaking over. Crow back down after that amazing spike. And the only other token I think I was watching is the WXT token. That's the week's token. This one's been losing its ground as well. Some institutional buyer came in here to buy up a bunch. It kind of fucked up the price because, you can only buy it on the exchange, which was kind of interesting. Me being me, I had bought a lot over here and I just kind of sold it at the top, and I've been buying back in slowly. In fact, I actually bought some over here, then I bought some on this dip. Yeah, it's been very interesting watching this one. But my feeling is because there's an institutional investor that just got in, I have a feeling later on it'll do very, very well. I'm just hoping I'm right about that because I could be very much wrong about that at the same time. So let's go over here to the 1 hour chart. Let's stretch this out a little bit more. I was trying to find something to talk about as far as, Bitcoin on X, and there's absolutely nothing going on whatsoever. Scottie Pippen is talking about a bull market. The Czech president signed a law removing the capital gains tax on Bitcoin after 3 years of holding. I'm like, 3 years of holding. Wow, thanks, Czech president. It's good if you play the Bitcoin cycle, but if you're a day trader, swing trader, it doesn't really do much for you at all. Tiffany Fong, when Bitcoin is under 100K, she's going to be working with Trump over there at Mickey D's. Legislation that will allow the state of Utah to invest in Bitcoin passes the House. Bill now goes to the Senate. This is already pretty interesting, I would say, but for the most part, The same people telling you Bitcoin is used by criminals and money launderers are in fact the real criminals and money launderers. After kind of uncovering everything that's going on with Doge, I do have to say there is a lot of craziness in the government at this point in time, and you're probably going to see just a lot of chaos around all that, I would say, for the next few months, right? Let me, in fact, go over here and push this down a little bit. Can I? No? There we go. There we go. Now you guys see me a little bit differently. Michael Saylor spotted today at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. There we go. Again, a lot of stuff going on, but not really exciting stuff going on. This will be all of us, though. There will be signs when Bitcoin hits 250K. Are you guys going to buy a Lambo or whatever that car is? I'm probably not. I'll probably buy some nice luxury Mercedes or something, but I'm a very frugal guy. When it comes to stuff like that. Heck, I still drive my my Ford Fusion. It's nice, but it's still a Ford Fusion. There you go. MacD RSI Bollinger Band suggesting a Bitcoin breakout. What do you think? Yeah, Vegas, I'm all for Bitcoin having a breakout here. For me, it's going to be a smaller one up here toward test kind of around $103, maybe $102,000. I do think we might have even a larger breakout, but that won't happen for about a week to 2 weeks from here. And that's why I'm hoping that we can actually have that larger sucker here. But yeah, I can see a breakout taking us back up here to above $100,000, basically. That's kind of the goal of this. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but that's really the goal here. It's just that the daily chart's still bearish, so we're trying to buy the bottom of a bearish trend right as it turns into a bullish one. So you're really trying to time this down quite a bit. So it's almost like for the average person out there, you're just going to be buying around here unless you want to buy the breakout or something like that, right? You're going to be buying somewhere around here, having a stop loss not right here at 95,750. You might have a stop loss way down here at 94,112. And that's going to be a pretty nasty ratio, but still one I would take because you're risking around 3%. With leverage, of course, that's more. And then you're kind of hoping to get back up here around 4 to 5.5%. Right, so 4% is right over here at 101,229. All the way up here towards 5-6%, that's around $102,000 to $103,000. For me, because you guys know I typically like to get out a little bit early just so I can kind of lock in those gains and be like, I'm walking away a little bit richer. I'm going to be aiming for probably $102,000, and we can see where that goes from now. It just makes a little bit more of a high risk because although short-term indications are let's have a reversal, those longer-term ones are still kind of grinding us down a little bit. I think what makes me just like over the edge, like, hey, I think I'd rather take this trade than not take this trade, is the fact that everything is pretty much oversold right now, right? And tomorrow's Friday, last day of the week. Coming into Sunday, there's not going to be any surprise economic data that comes out that really messes with things. I don't think Trump is necessarily going to be saying a bunch of stuff about tariffs or doing some crazy announcement, and maybe that gives Bitcoin a breath short term to really have a larger move, right? At least that's what I'm hoping for right now. You could already see on this change of character right here, because the 4-hour chart still hasn't really come back up as much as we would like to. See how it's still bearish right here? If I can point this out, there you go. You can see how even though it's all bearish, you can see how useless the 15-minute candles, right? Buy didn't really work out too well. Buy didn't really work out too well. Buy right here, maybe it works out. Hasn't really been working out as much as you would want to. It's like easy, solid profits. They've all been really short-term type of things here. Maybe the hourly chart is switching over right now. Now, even that hasn't really been that good as well, because again, that 4-hour chart is still a pain in the butt. But again, we have an opportunity for a breakout. We're going to have a cluster on the 4-hour chart of moving averages. I do think there's a chance for us to have a pretty good 8 to 16-hour period. But after that period is over, I'm probably going to be out of any trade I take at these levels here. High risk trade for sure. This is going to be a high risk trade just because of the way the volume is kicking off for us. Let's see. What's up, Michael? This rally is kind of scary. Yes, yeah, it is. I wouldn't even say scary. It's just freaking boring. I hate this rally with a passion. Even when we had that press conference and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my time to stream in the middle of the day, even though I had like a meeting. I was going to, what was the meeting about? Oh, I was helping out Google with some testing stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna take some time. We're gonna chill. We're gonna watch this press conference, and there's gonna be some good news in here for us. I know there is. And it was the most useless conference I had ever seen. And then when I hopped on X, everybody was raving about what David Sachs says, and I was like, that is not news. That is not new things that we haven't already known. And so I was just getting ticked off. I was like, I hate everybody trying to get free, the likes and shares and stuff like that, because there was nothing new. So everybody was trying to hype up something that was basically boring. But yeah, very, very boring. If we go back down to 90K, we can expect another 20% drop in alts. It really depends on what the economic data is behind that, but I'd probably say 10 to 15% easy. Am I holding alts or did I sell off? I've already been scaling out of alts for a while, but for the most part, I'm still heavily invested in my altcoins. I'm talking about, like, let's say I bought something a while ago, I'm on average still about 80 to 90% in my altcoins. There are a few rare exceptions to that. Those happen to be the tokens that had really crazy mini parabolic rises where I might have sold off 30 or 40%. What token comes to mind when I say that? World token was one of those a while ago. I didn't even sell at the top. I sold when as it was coming back down, because I was like, oh shit, I thought it was gonna go higher. Here's the weekly chart. This is way back in March of 2024. Sold off here. A dollar cost average, a little bit back in, but not nearly enough, because I was hoping it would go higher again. And then we just never really got back up there, even after the election of Trump. Never got back up there. Another one I have is, what is that? XRP. I sold off around 20% of my XRP. Fibonacci level. Crazy move, crazy news. I just couldn't help myself. Maybe I should shave off even more. I don't know, but that was just too big of a move to not, sell at. And then there's also Pepe. This one had just been grinding when a lot of other stuff was falling apart. I sold off I think 15% of this token. But yeah, not like totally out of the ordinary. But Pepe was such a good performer. I was like, I better take some profit off of this one. There you go. Litecoin is doing okay. Yeah, there's still tons of tokens that are doing okay. Even Solana is doing okay right now. It's just more of we're looking for those massive gains, and those massive gains really just haven't been coming to us as of yet. We need to incentivize holders. Too many sellers. It doesn't matter. The panic is going to get them in either way, right? Do we have unemployment coming out tomorrow? U.S. employment report, yes it is, 8:30 in the morning, so it's 5:30 my time, hourly wages year over year, so that may be a little bit of a hint of inflation. Fed governor speaks, fine wholesale inventories. So I would say consumer credit, consumer sentiment, and unemployment report, I think are probably the things we need to look at. What we want to see happen is the unemployment report and rate. We want to see this tick higher. That gets the Fed to lower interest rates. We want wages, hourly wages, to be down if possible. Probably not going to be that way, of course. And then we also just want the consumer credit to be okay, but that's more of a niche thing, I would say. And consumer sentiment, it seems like it's a prelim here, so not as important. So I'd probably focus just on the unemployment rate. But yeah, we do have that coming out tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning. Next week we have optimism index, consumer price index, CPI year over year. I mean, that's going to be a big one already. But if you guys are looking for a catalyst that gets us back up to a certain level, I think we should be good. So core CPI, this one's aiming for 2.9%. I think that's where we currently are, core CPI 2.9%. So that might be good for us because it kind of signals that inflation is peaking again. Now, again, we're not at a crazy level like 8 and 9% like we were in the past. But if we're like peaking a little bit right now at 2.9, that means there's an opportunity for us to slow down a little bit more and get back into 2.8, 2.7. And perhaps in that type of environment, perhaps we can see Jerome Powell say, hey, the economy's struggling, and on top of that, inflation is coming down. Maybe we need to cut rates again. And if inflation goes back up to 3%, you pause again. But I still think we need to have more rate cuts than what Jerome Powell is like thinking of, which I guess right now is like 0. Hey Tony, poor people like to act rich while rich act poor. I think it just really depends on how they were raised. I think, like I easily made over 6 figures last year, and I still don't see the value in buying name brand cereal. Maybe it's because I grew up poor. I just don't see the value in name brand cereal. I buy all my cereal in those bags. Like, I don't have frosted mini wheats. I have mini spooners. I think that's what they're called, right? I buy lactose-free milk, I guess, which is more expensive. I go get coffees whenever I want to, or go get energy drinks whenever I want to at the little stands. But I mean, I also have wealthy friends who drive Lambos and stuff like that, and you know me, I can't even fucking fit into a Lambo because the way the seat hugs you is just like it's freaking annoying. It just really depends. The ultra rich, I mean, it's just kind of like that quiet luxury. Maybe I'll get there one day, the quiet luxury status of Michael, where I'll have my nice warm color tones and clothes. And then on top of that, what I'll do is I'll have a nice little Mercedes or a nice little, I don't even know what type of car I'd really get. Maybe an Acura or something. I'm not really a car guy. But yeah, I'd figure it out. And I said, happy to see you guys. I bought 12,000 worth of Near Protocol at $7. It's now almost $3. That is a large investment in Near Protocol. I know there's been a lot of people hyping up Near Protocol, though. I forgot that there's a guy that works for Wolf Financial. I forget his name, but he was hyping up Near for a very, very long time. Every time I'm on X, I see a lot of people hyping up Near. I don't know what makes it necessarily so great, but I do have money invested in there as well. I think I have like $1,000 invested in it. Who knows what it's worth now? It's probably not worth $1,000, right? But yeah, I do hold some Near myself there. My thoughts on Quantum? It's better for a long-term hold if you ask me. Excuse me. And then McCall, I know, I've been trying to go for the invest answers thing, except for spice it up a little bit by adding my own stuff into it. because he does this really cool thing in Vest Answers where he kind of like puts a black shirt on and it blends in. I have photos of me in black shirts, but I was like, that'd be too much like him. And I'm also black, so I don't want to like have my whole face melt into the darkness of the thumbnail, right? But yeah, I am trying to use his thumbnail to see if it actually works with CTR and stuff, because I'm sure there's a reason why he does the same thing. Mine's just going to be a little bit different because I'm me, right? And he's him. Have you looked at the gold chart lately? Looks like cup and handle. Silver might be better play. Bullish chart. When I've been looking at gold and other asset classes out there, or just other things, it's actually been pretty interesting because this reminds me. Well, I just haven't been doing anything with my gold. I've just been kind of buying and holding, and it's like watching it kind of play out. And the reason is gold was so boring for so long that it only started to get higher last year back in March, right? And we're kind of seeing that break it go higher and higher and higher. And the next big stop for gold is like over $3,000. It's $3,200, right? So in my opinion, I'm just going to let my position sit here and wait for it to do something fantastic. But for now, gold has just been kind of like, hey, buy, let it chill. When it consolidates for a while, you start to accumulate even more and wait for the next breakout, because the overall environment that got gold, starting off in the first place, going higher, it hasn't really ended here. And even over like go to the 4-hour chart, we've just been cruising and cruising and cruising. It's been very interesting to watch this play out. Even back over here, November, this was after the election, right? Wow, a lot of panic in the gold markets, and we spiked back up, and it was like, oh yeah, okay, everything's fine. Just overreaction right here, goes higher. The exact same thing happened when Trump won back in 2016. The market freaked out. Then everyone's like, oh, this is actually good for big business, good for everybody buying gold. Okay, let's get in there. And of course, people are going to be afraid of a Trump presidency as well, which could lead them to want to buy gold as a place to kind of store their money. And now that gold is going higher, it's like, oh yeah, the dollar's getting worse, inflation's higher. Well, gold is actually doing something. Yeah, let's go here. Meanwhile, when we had like crazy inflation back in 2022, gold was like, not doing anything. Which was the funny part, right? But I guess everybody was taking the money out of the market back then. That was a crazy time. We saw so much money pulled out back when they were raising interest rates. And God, COVID is always going to make this chart look horrible here. Check out oil. Oil prices have started to come down a little bit. This is very interesting. I wonder what Trump is doing, if anything, to push these down. I know he's been saying he wants to push them down. But I maybe I'll look at this with you guys very fast. I haven't seen a reason why they'd be going down so far. Not that I really looked too much, but you can see we had, I guess this wasn't exactly the right spot. Yeah, I mean, we did have a technical breakout here. Oh, I guess this was before Donald Trump was elected. Yeah, Trump got elected here. We've been going down ever since. We're headed back down to a pretty big support level again, though. If we start breaking down below this is going to be that victory that Trump wants as far as getting oil prices down. I don't know exactly what that does to the oil industry, but I mean, this could really piss off the Arabs. This could really piss off Russia. And I think by pissing off Russia, by having oil prices go lower, that's how maybe he gets a negotiation deal with Ukraine and whatnot. Remember, he said he was going to fix the Ukraine war like on day one or something like that. Of course, it's not going to happen day one. But I think that's one of his priorities right now. So I think this is probably a tactic that he's using. But let me go over here. Let me see what actually pops up here. Yeah, oilprice.com. Breaking news, drill baby drill is dead, oil executives say. Oh, man. I mean, let's see. Oh. It's loading, I'm assuming. This is not a fast website. There you go. Oil and gas prices dropped dramatically on trade war fears. Interesting. When was this posted? February 4th? Oh, that's a few days ago. Okay. Well, no, it's been going down even more despite that. Maybe only because we actually put the tariffs on China, right? Canadian crude discount widens on tariff threat. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Almost all of Canada's 4 million daily barrels, perhaps, flow to the United States, with some 65% of those exports taken in by refineries in the Midwest, a region that no other supply route because of infrastructure in the Gulf Coast has geared towards exporting light barrels from the U.S. Huh. Oh, so Canadian tariffs would have the biggest impact on the U.S. Atlantic coast. I ain't over there, so I ain't having any issues, right? Interesting. Okay. So I just want to see why Drill Baby Drill is dead. Permanent oil producers are keeping their foot on the brakes. At a Houston conference this week, energy executives made it clear that while production is still growing, the breakneck pace of the past decade is history. In 2025, Permian output is expected to rise by around 250,000 to 300,000 barrels per day, down from last year's 380,000 barrels per day. Okay. That's a 25% slowdown, and it's not just because of market conditions, it's intentional. So Trump might have to hit the oil producers, which could be very interesting. So if Trump has to fight the oil executives, I wonder how that's going to turn out. Because you can't fight him in a way that raises oil prices, right? Because that's, maybe he does a big deal with OPEC or Saudi Arabia, perhaps. But I don't think that deal can be done, if you ask me. There we go. G-Wagon is nice. Yeah, Bentley. What do you call it? I go to a place where I smoke my cigars. I've showed it to you before, the shop every now and again. And they have, what's that guy's name? A big singer, Macklemore. They have his Rolls Royce in there, which is always nice to check out. And hey, GT, can I see XCN hitting 10 cents the next 2 months? XCN, US dollar. XCN, yeah, okay. It's at 10 cents, and it's at 2.5. It's dying down right now week by week, which isn't the best sign after it kind of had the really parabolic move. For me, it would really matter more about the market cap here. 830 million. Yeah, but it would be really tied up into what's happening with the overall economy, like everything else. I'd probably say because it already has such a nice move, this is a weekly chart. I'd probably try to time it for maybe 3 to 4 months, especially because it's going to have to basically go from 2.5 cents all the way up to 10 cents, which is basically pushing that that market cap from around 800 billion, like close to 4 billion-ish, I think it's possible, but they're going to have some big announcement. And I don't actually know why this had decided to pump up in the first place. I haven't really been watching this all too much. If there's a catalyst of why this decided to ran up over the last few weeks, and that catalyst is still kind of emberish, or there's still a reason for it happening, you could potentially see it happen sooner. But I'd probably skirch it out maybe 3 to 4 months here. It's going to have to consolidate. There hasn't really been many tokens making that consistent drive higher, especially if Bitcoin's been kind of more in this like meh type of environment, right? What is the ticker symbol for gold? For me, it just says gold. CFDS on gold, TVC. Let me go over here. Yeah, I just typed gold on TradingView. Yeah, gold. US dollars to ounces, TVC. That's what I like to do. You can go right over here for another one. But I usually just go to US dollar. They got futures in India, Barrett Gold Corporation in New York, gold, the commodity from active trades. I've always just used TVC because they always seem to be the most reliable when I'm going with commodities and things like that. Fartcoin has a limited power. Fartcoin is provocative enough without being a token that has to be like beeped out when they say the name of it, right? Can altcoin pump before sell on May and go away? I don't know exactly what that means. Altcoins will definitely have another pump in my opinion. It's just kind of like when it's going to happen, and it probably won't happen for at least a few weeks at the minimum, because we need to really see Bitcoin have its breakout first. And the catalyst for that right now is going to be some economic numbers coming out this Friday with the jobs report. That's tomorrow. Really the CPI next Wednesday. But going into this weekend, we have a technical opportunity to have a breakout, which could set us up for a larger breakout that really gets us to all-time highs by the end of February. But again, that really depends on what happens when it comes to that CPI event, or that core CPI. It's going to be a fun one there. Is there futures for gold? Yeah, you can get futures for gold, but it's usually going to be on like your typical stock market place, right? Like TD Ameritrade and those E-Trade, those types of places. Not so much on the crypto places. Where do I trade gold and oil? No. Yeah. Typically going to find those on the on not the crypto platforms. Those are going to be more institutional ones. So E-Trade, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, they all have little extra things on them where you can trade the commodities. They're just going to look a little bit different. It's kind of like, I don't know if you know how TD Ameritrade works. In TD Ameritrade, they're going to also have like a futures section. Not futures, forex section, because you're not really going off of dollars and profits. You're going off of pips, which is a completely different concept, I guess. So they're out there, but they're on the normal ones. You're probably not going to really do too much trading on Webull or Robinhood on them. But I'd probably say E-Trade perhaps is probably a good one. Or if you like the Schwab system, you can go over there with TD Ameritrade. Anyone that drives a super expensive car becomes a target. Besides, can you imagine Loki chewing on a Lambo shift knob? LOL, yeah, freaking no. I'd probably get something really simple and chill. I'd get like a high-end Mercedes, a comfortable one, or I'd get myself just a nice SUV. In fact, I'd probably just get an SUV, but it would have every bell and whistle you can imagine in the SUV. It probably wouldn't cost me more than $120,000, right? And that'd be fine. But yeah, it wouldn't. I wouldn't go all out for something like that. What's my opinion on Onyx Coin? I haven't done too much research into it. I have a few friends that put a couple $1,000 into it, so they're a little bit more bullish on it than me because I just haven't really done the research on it. Typically speaking, right now, like everything else, it's probably going to be bearish unless Bitcoin can get its act together next 12 to 14 hours. I was going to send you $5 to check Aventus token, but there's no button. Yeah, YouTube demonetized my channel. That's why I keep on telling you guys in my videos at the beginning or the end. If you guys want to support the channel, just put the you can. If you guys, sorry, I'm tired. If you guys want to, YouTube demonetized my channel, so I ask you guys at the beginning of end of videos, if you guys want to support my channel and you guys are looking for a new exchange, try to use one of the links down below in my description to help out the channel. That's only if you guys are looking for a new exchange, though. I'm not trying to move you from the exchange you're comfortable with into something new. It's more of like, are you not comfortable with your current exchange? You want to try something else? Then you can try it. But yeah, so there's no button now. But let me see if I can find that out for you. Aventus. I don't know. I can probably try to do a deep dive. Aventus USDC. Bleeding here after a really nice move. Let's see, weekly chart. Not terrible, I would say. It's been trying to hold strong. So if you've been holding this for the past few months, it's actually been pretty good for you. Daily chart, pretty volatile. I mean, the way I'd play this just by looking at the chart, I'd probably have some for the long term. And then I'd also just try to day trade this every now and again. But when I day trade, it looks like you're going to have to just put a stop loss and a price target at the immediate point of opening the trade. That way you're protected. Because look at this. I mean, this is the 15-minute chart popped up. Zoom out a little bit more. You can see kind of the hecticness that comes along with this and how it's not, excuse me, it's not normal. So, you could be popping off, 40%, and it drops back down 65% from there over and over and over again. it seems like you almost just want to buy and hold on, wait for the pop and be done with it. You just kind of have to try to time it, which is already more difficult, right? But from a technical perspective, it's too volatile to do any technical analysis. You can see, oh, I tried to have a breakout right here, but I mean, go over here to the 15-minute chart and see what you see. There's no resistance whatsoever, maybe a little bit of support. But yeah, this thing has been kind of just volatile as all get up here. Let me see. Market cap of 16 million. That explains a lot right there. Explains a lot. Actually, before we go to the website, where can you buy this at? Give it a second. Oh, not many places. Gate.io, BitTrue, and Coinbase. Okay. Maybe perpetual futures? Futures. Wow, so it's fairly new then. Fairly new. Okay, that's fine. Let's house it on X. Blockchain and tokenization made simple to unlock enterprise trust, growth, and efficiency. They posted 17 hours ago. They're still doing very, very well. Blockchain, digital assets, and tokenization, effortlessly powerful, enterprise grade. Oh, they're going for big business. I see them working on a port, but I don't know, man. I don't think the dock workers want any of that fancy AI over there. I think the unions are trying to block all that shit. Build transparent and efficient supply chains in transit. All right. Create long-lasting customer loyalty. All right. Engage with your customers. I don't think there's anything necessarily special about this company. But if it's a better mousetrap, there's always an opportunity to make some money. Let's see, are they hiring right now? That's a question. View openings. Jobs. There are no jobs right now, but there are people. 24 members. Let's see. Ramon. These are people whose names are not English, so they're definitely not English. They obviously haven't heard of DEI standards, so they're definitely not American. Just joking. Okay, so let me just open up a guy's page right here. Dubai. Okay, Dubai. Okay. What's he done in his past? Oh, he's the founder. Okay. So he was a co-founder. Artos Systems. Artos replaces your slow manual process with a fast, reliable e-commerce store. Co-founder, board member, Van Dragon Technologies. A blockchain-based seamless ticket delivery solution. Oh, this is for... Okay, hold on. Van Dragon. It feels like it doesn't have a website. Let's see. Post. They still post? One posted 4 months ago. Jobs. People. So that's a failed company right there. Fan Dragon looks like it's a failed company. Quantitative developer. Let's see. So that's older. Okay. Full-time board. Okay. Let's see. This is a B2B company. Their employees are growing. Looks like people. 17 members. They live in Indonesia. Hold on. Let's see if the website works. I love going down the rabbit hole for this type of stuff just to see, like, okay, they got a founder. Is he good or not? What's his track record over here? And it's not really loading, actually. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. That. It took too long to respond, so it might not be. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's just Google search it. Not the same company. Closed, opens at 9 a.m. Oh, maybe it is. There's no website for it. Okay, here we go. They're on Medium. The last post of 2018. So yeah, another failed one. So the guy doesn't really have a history of great success, but his token is very, very volatile. It's fairly new, you know, back in 2022. You know, it could be good for a fun ride. Don't expect much from the company itself. Yeah, that's probably what I would say right there. That guy does not have a good track record, it feels like. And hey, Digital, okay, happy to see you. How on earth did I get demonetized? You? I will protest on your behalf. Oh, what do you call? They wouldn't really tell me. They said reuse content, but I've been making the same content for freaking years now. So I asked the support team before I lost access to support. Hey, can you like tell me, like I've been working with you guys for years, everything's been fine before this. Can you just tell me what video messed up, like what video broke the rules, so I can kind of like go back and like look at it, see like what did I do? Like, oh, I made a mistake. That was clearly my fault. They refused to tell me what actually went wrong. They just said, hey, go look at the rules and regulations of YouTube, like something in guidelines, you know, the guidelines. And I was like, yeah, I've read the guidelines many times because every time I have an issue, you tell me to go look at the guidelines. I was like, I don't want to know more about the guidelines. I already know. But after reading the guidelines, I am still confused about what the issue is. And they're like, we're not allowed to tell you. And I was like, oh, goody. So you're going to demonetize me, but you won't tell me. So I can't reapply for monetization until April 8th, I believe. Yeah, so I'm losing about $1,000-$1,200 a month from that, which kind of ticks me off. And again, it's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm going to be homeless or something, right? Because I still make money trading. I still make money with affiliate links down below. I still make money helping people with random stuff, I guess you would say. You know, lots of different stuff in the blockchain community. I do crypto advice out here. I do talks and stuff like that. But yeah, it's more of just like, damn, you know, you're not even going to tell me what I did wrong. That's what really irked me as far as YouTube. Binance has been buying up XC and getting ready to list it soon. They also just increased staking to 40% with no unlock waiting period. Then yeah, I mean, I would think it's fine. It's just the company is probably not going to do well in the long term, but frick it, if it's a token you're after, I mean, it's been performing like crazy, and that volatility can definitely make you money down the road. I only wish I could take like a $50 position on it, $100 position, $200 position with like a 5 to 10x leverage. Just let it sit, and then boom, you know, watch it skyrocket. That'd be something good right there. Oh, it's on Coinbase as well. That's on Doge on Mars. No, everyone is down, but is there something to get some technicals? No, not with Doge on Mars, because a lot of the news around that token really is around the Doge, right? And everything they're doing in the news as far as anti-corruption, anti-money laundering, cleaning up the federal government, the backlash from cleaning up the federal government. It's mostly all been around that type of news. I've seen breakouts not be breakouts. I've seen breakdowns not be breakdowns. Everything's saying it's going higher and gets smashed back down. And it's heavily manipulated right now, almost to the point where you just want to like buy it, hold it. When it goes up, you sell, and then if it goes down, you buy more. Like that's all I've been doing with it, personally. It seems like it's the best way to kind of play around with it, but I haven't been gung ho about the token for a while now. I mean, I've owned it for a long time. That's why I've only been playing around with it recently. I still think it has some upside, but for me, it's more of a altcoin season holder. And then again, there is a poison pill with this token now as well, where if for whatever reason Trump and Elon get into an argument, right? Trump may fire him from his position, which would, of course, make Doge go down quite a bit. Dogecoin and Doge on Mars, in my opinion. And I think if you guys watch CNN, MSNBC, ABC News, NBC News, CBS News, ABC News, I don't know, you know, there's lots of them out there. You are seeing right now in the media, they're calling Elon President Elon. They're talking about how Elon Musk has more power than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is Elon's puppet. And they're doing that because they believe, maybe accurately, I don't know, that it may get under Trump's skin. So where Trump says, no, I'm the one in charge. I'm firing Elon because I am the guy who controls everything. And you're seeing that happen quite a lot. It's not just the news head anchors. It's also the talking heads that, you know, join the little round tables where they talk about politics and stuff. And I don't know if it's really been effective so far, but you do hear them trying to do it a lot. Because Elon Musk and Donald Trump have been a very potent, what would you want to call that? A very potent mix, if you will, you know? Very, very potent. I'm going to go check something very fast. I just want to see if this is working or not. There we go. Pump this up right here. Let's see. There we are. All right, put this right here. Maybe make it a little bit different. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Checking out something different that I have on here that I really haven't messed around with too much. I am now streaming on Rumble as well, and I'm just now getting used to it. So I'm going to be streaming on Rumble, X, and YouTube at the same time here. I'm going to see how Rumble does. I just forgot to open up Rumble here so I can actually see the comments and stuff like that. And hey, Fidelio, see, I can't pronounce your name. Do you think that guys like Jerome Powell know the impact they have on the markets when they speak? If so, they have been putting bids in before a big speech, right? No, you know, they're under a microscope, so they're not going to do that. My issue with Jerome Powell and a lot of the Fed individuals is they're prioritizing inflation over the economy, when I think Americans could stomach a little bit more inflation and a better economy. So it's kind of it's a tough environment to be for Jerome Powell. My only thing is I don't really feel bad for him because he's the guy that came out in front of the country, says, hey, inflation is going to be transitory, and that means it's only going to last for a few months. After that, it's going to go away. And if you guys remember, it did not go away. It was absolutely freaking horrible. Prices went through the roof. We're all still paying for it today. We had interest rates go sky high. I had a few friends that were in the process of trying to buy a house. They got priced out of it because the loans were getting so expensive. And, you know, then they had to spend like an extra couple of years. Well, they're still there. Like, what, 3 years later? You know, they're still in an apartment or renting a condo because, you know, houses are freaking expensive. You know, every now and again, you know, I guess, you know, we've talked about crypto for a while here. You go over here to Zillow Seattle, right? Okay, move the boundary. Let's say you don't want to be downtown. Let's just say you want to be like half an hour north, right? Up here. Let's just zoom in here. A nice, nice neighborhood, right? Well, if you want a house, that's going to cost about $1 million, right? So you go on the inside, you know, it looks fine. I'm not a fan of so much freaking white, to be honest. But again, it's a house. That's not luxury counterware. That's not luxury dishwasher. That's not even a luxury light or cabinetry, right? You get a little bit of a yard, which I think is nice. But you're plopping down $1 million. So if you had enough money saved up, but you just couldn't afford like the crazy loans, you could have tried to buy that. But now with the loan prices being crazy, right? It's just out of control. Here's one, $750,000. You're way up there, right? And this house was built in 1968. let's say like, damn, I can't afford to live anywhere in Seattle. You know, like Seattle's right here. I live way down here, right? Seattle, Spanaway Graham area. Where, let's say I want to go that high up over here, right? Let's say I want to get this little acreage. That's still going to run you about $675,000. Built in 1996. 2,500 square feet, which I think is pretty good. The house on the inside, you know, it's nice. They've been trying to modernizing all this type of stuff for a while, but again, it's just against the wall. There is nothing to pull out. I don't understand those things at all. But yeah, so it's a decent house. It's nice, right? But still, you're paying $675,000 for it. It's been on Zillow for 21 days. It'll sell, right? The market, there's people that can't afford that because, again, Microsoft and stuff. You go over towards, you know, the east over here. Maybe you want to go towards the farmlands. You know, maybe you want something cheap right here. 325,000. Oh, that's actually just a lot. That's not even a house. If you want the house next door, that's $1 million house right here. All right. That's 2,200 square feet. And you know, right? So it's just, you're kind of screwed. If you want cheap stuff, you kind of have to go out to the hillbilly lands, like $240,000 out here. And you can buy it. You can buy a house. You just might not have Wi-Fi. Feels like an Airbnb. Although I would love that little stove there. Those kind of stoves are freaking awesome. Rough furniture. They're really rough furniture. All right, so it's a different time right now. So he's kind of screwed if he does, screwed if he doesn't. The safest thing he can do, and of course he really cares about his legacy because he did fuck up with transitory so much. He is hell-bent on keeping inflation low. And then when you look at inflation so far, what has him so spooked is, I mean, I've already showed you guys this a few times, but why not again? I think it's very important for us to check out every now and again. Inflation has been coming up since October. September we got to 2.4, 2.6, 2.7, 2.9. I think the forecast for this month, is going to be 2.9. So that's a plateau. That will be bringing us right back to where we were in July, where we are recently, flatness, right? So that's a good sign there. But in order for Jerome Powell to feel comfortable enough to get rates down again, get this bull market going up again, everybody really happy and excited again, what you're going to have to see happen is this go back down a little bit here. And again, this takes month after month after month, which again, it's rough. Very, very, very rough. Very, very, very rough. Would I get a Cybertruck? Probably not. I mean, yeah, probably not. I just don't like electric vehicles like that personally. Plus the Cybertruck is just too much for the city, if you ask me. I see a lot of Cybertrucks in Seattle, a lot of them. And I just see them struggling with parking, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not about that. I'm not about that parking challenge. I'd probably get a Suburban with all the bells and whistles, or Ford SUV, Ford Expedition, all the bells and whistles, something like that. You know, I feel like if you get all the bells and whistles with a truck or something like that, like here. New 2025. Let's go like the newest top of the line. Black. That blue is interesting. Dash ash metallic. Maybe silver. Maybe white. I don't know. I'd probably go black. I don't know. Black makes me feel like I'm a driver for somebody else though, but at least it looks nice. So build my own, right? And 4-wheel drive. High country seems to be most expensive. Yeah, high country. I like how it starts you off at high country, right? Exterior. Even if I got the most expensive wheels, 3780. All right. The caps. Wheel locks. You know, in case somebody wants to steal my tires. Mocha leather versus black leather. I'd probably feel, oh, that mocha didn't actually look too bad. Now, it's not my personality, but I could see why somebody would like it. All right. All this is free. I guess it comes with the package I'm already getting. Premium liner protection package. Okay, cool. Sport pedal kicks. Okay, somehow I need that, I guess. Cargo convenience package, you know. Oh, I guess it's one of the other, I guess. Okay, whatever. Assisted steps. Okay. Technology entertainment package. You know, I want to be fancy and modern. Sun and tow package. Sure. I feel like I'm taking stuff away. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. Okay. Not that I would ever tow anything. Ooh, panoramic sunroof actually sounds pretty good. Upper lower. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Okay. Cool. Don't think I need anything else. No. 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 Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I'll include it in package. Okay. Okay. Best match. Oh, I could do a custom order. So the closest thing is going to run me about $88,000. You know, am I gonna buy it? No, but like, if all of a sudden I make like $5 million in a day, yeah, I'd buy it. I'd buy it in a heartbeat. But even with this, I don't know. You know, 88,000. I'd have to like go to Oregon so I don't have to pay taxes on it because I fucking hate taxes. You know, we pay 10% sales tax over here in Washington State. Pretty darn brutal, if I do say so myself. Man. And hey, Vegas, so you're not making money on your My Live charts either? No, I don't. I'm not making any money. My YouTube is actually losing like a few hundred, like $400 to $500 a month. I'm losing right now because of the demonetization. Again, I did just fine last month as far as trading. Sure, it was a little bit more work because it was more day trading than swing trading, which you guys know I prefer. But I'm fine. But yeah, if I was not an investor and all of my money revolved around YouTube and sponsors and stuff like that, yeah, I'd be in a little bit of a pickle. It is what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, each one of those channels. So the streams themselves, you know, they cost a little bit of money to run. Then they each have their own. Trading view plan. I have to pay for each trading view plan every month. And then I pay for both of them to have music, even though the music sucks. So I think I'm gonna actually turn the music off because it only plays like a few songs and it cuts off, and I don't know why. Maybe it's the VPN or something, wherever it's like being used from. And then there's what else is? I mean, there's something else that I'm just forgetting, but yeah, basically, yeah. So I don't make any money off of my streams. There's no ads playing, no nothing. It sucks royally, but again, it is what it is. I'm not going to stress about it too much. I'm more trying to figure out how to build that computer, like I told you guys before. I'm going to start asking any of my contacts if they know where I can find a 5090, and I will pay top dollar for it. I will pay like $500 over MSRP, which is stupid, but I'm like, I want this, and I want it now. Freaking like whatever that woman was called in Charlie and Chocolate Factory, I want it now, like that, but probably not sounding like a dude. I want it now. 88K for Suburban. Why not a BMW M3? Well, I'd want an SUV. I'd probably want an SUV. That's my thing. I have a friend, and he has a Mercedes that looks amazing. I just would not. I wouldn't appreciate the car or a fast car as much as other people. Like, I have a friend. He has what is it called? Mercedes Black Class or something like this. Is it Black Class? Let me see if I can find it here. He's one of the best lawyers in all of Washington State. I mean, it's a car that is just, you look at it and you're like, how much is their insurance? It's like over $20,000 in yearly like fees and stuff with the brakes and stuff. I don't see. I don't even know what Maybach fucking means. Sedans and wagons. No, S-Class? Maybe S-Class and you add something on top of it? AMG? I don't know what the difference is. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really fancy one. It costs like an arm and a leg. It's freaking amazing. It just goes like that on the road. But yeah, he dropped down to a lot of money on there. Lambo SUV, those look so horrible in my opinion though. Those Lambo ones, I don't know. They just look so weird. $500 a month is the car payment. Oh, that's not bad. Even with not inflation. What's the other word? Insurance. It's not too bad at all. How's Bitcoin dominance? You, my friend, need to look at Benjamin Cohen's channel. That's the Bitcoin dominance channel. Actually, let me see if he's actually posted anything about Bitcoin dominance. Dominance. This is the highest Bitcoin dominance daily candle close since March of 2021. Wow. 62%. I think I called 65% a while ago. But that wasn't one of Benjamin's posts. Bitcoin dominance top is in. You won't believe it until it's too late. You know what? I just don't know. I just don't know. I think it could always go a little bit higher here. In 2022, no one cared about Bitcoin dominance and dismissed it. Now everyone's talking about it. Good times. Yeah. That was February 2nd. Yeah, that was a Bitcoin dominance day. Let's see. Everybody's trying to call a top. I just don't know. You could have tried to call a top way back over here or something, or way back over there. You know, I'm much more of just like, wait and see. Eventually it'll have a reversal. When that reversal kicks off, you can be more bullish. But until then, you know, a teeny bit of dollar cost averaging, I think we already have enough bags as is as a community, so I'm not like going all in, but like I'm like, I can buy a little bit more of stuff I really like. You know, maybe I'll buy some Melania or some more Trump token. Meh, you know, meh. You crash your cars too often. BMW is great in my humble opinion. Hey, what do you call? I think that's the beauty of all these cars, though. You guys can get the cars that you guys want. You guys know the styles you want. German cars, I think, are a little bit more complicated than American cars. You just have to like drive them a certain way, from what I understand. But again, it's like you know what you like and you want to get it. All we're doing here is making the money so you guys can buy whatever the fuck you want and be happy with it, whatever the fuck you want, right? That's the goal. You guys want a BMW? Go for it. You guys want the new Lambo? Go for it. You guys want the one of those cool little $10,000 Chinese cars? Go for it. I have a friend that has two of those things, and they're fucking great. Except for they cost $10,000. He paid $20,000 because of the 100% tariffs, and he still thought they were a great deal. That's how crazy it was, right? You had a grudge against Mercedes, not their fault, but a Dumble and the Mercedes G-Class totaled itself and my van. Holy shit. XM5 competition? Oh. No extreme crashes, Black Series with the wing? I think that is. Yeah. That sounds about right. But I just... you look for it. I didn't... Here. Wing. Okay, I searched it up. Car? Yeah, there it is. Oh, okay. AMG. So it's okay. There's something else there. But yeah, it's that one. How do you... I want... okay, here we go. Oh, is it because it's track series or something? Oh, the guy has like 3 Mercedes cars, so... Yeah. He's, I would say he's very dangerous on the road. But again, he's a lawyer, so he can do whatever he wants to, right? But very nice guy. I'm pretty sure he customized it though, because some of the insides look a little bit different, a little bit more comfortable. That pretty much looks like the car. Trump token is dying. I mean, it's definitely been getting hit hard. It's looking just like Bitcoin right now. But you go to the daily chart. Oh, brutal. To me, this kind of reminds me, honestly, some of you guys may agree with this, some of you guys may not. This kind of reminds me of Robinhood back when it IPO'd a while ago, where it had this really good spike, and then it pretty much died for a couple of years. Then all of a sudden, the fundamentals around Robinhood changed, so people started to buy the stock again. And it's been very interesting to watch this play out. Hey, Jared, I think the rally's going to continue. We're just kind of doing these long pauses like we've been doing for the past, 2 years now? We just have these very long pauses, and it just drives all of us nuts. And every time we do the pause, it's like, is the market over? Is it over? And I'm like, I don't think so, but it's really boring right now. Personally, I think I would want to buy some Trump at these levels and see where it goes. But I already have a trade open, I think, so maybe I'll just open up a fresh one or something. I don't know. You guys remember I bought Trump token over here, $28. It ran up to 79. I put a stop loss at 64, and then it hit that, and then I was pretty much done. And thank God, right? See, people might get mad. Oh, you sold at $64. It's going to go to $80. It's going to go to $90. No, it didn't. It just went back down. That's why I was so happy to share the post with you guys. I was like, oh yeah. Although, in hindsight, I probably should have sold a lot earlier when I was watching it go to $75, $74. I've been putting out a lot more posts for you guys to vote in polls and stuff. I'm interested to see what you guys think about this. Hold on a second here. Yeah, there we go. What's going on? I was like, I was waking up. I was like, what the heck's going on? This position's going crazy, right? See, started off at 1,700, went to 5,700. Then I was like, put a 75% stop loss on my Trump token at $64, letting the rest ride. And you can see it eventually did hit, but I bought it right over here. And I think I bought it right over here because it went down for a while. Then boom. But in hindsight, I got pretty darn close to selling that top, and that's all I really cared about. You may say $64 is nowhere freaking close to $79. If you look at the chart, it's pretty darn close to the top compared to the bottom. That's what I'll say. It's much closer to up here. This is closer to that than it is to down here where it is now. There we are. I mean, Trump sentiment needs to be through the roof for something to happen. I think for Trump, it really just has to be a good day for him or something, and then we'll see it. But I don't think Trump's sentiment is going to necessarily be amazing for him. In fact, I think, this is the high point of his presidency. I don't see how it's going to get much better. He's changing the government very quickly. He's getting his people, approved. I don't know what's going to make this better for him, in my opinion. I believe eventually some poor Mexican's going to be caught up in deported, and he's going to be an American citizen or some shit. It's going to be all over the news. Because again, I'm of the belief that most, if not all, mainstream media is just liars, right? However, there are tons of people out there who believe them, and they believe them wholeheartedly. They are poking and prodding and trying to find something to attack Trump with right now, and nothing is working. Give it a month, 2 months, 3 months, who knows how long. Trump is going to give them an opening by mistake. He's going to make a mistake, right? And nobody's perfect for that long. When that mistake happens, they're going to try to dive in there and just go after him with all they got. And that's where I think Trump really is going to have to show, hey, I'm here for the freaking next few years. Come at me, bro. What are you going to do? I don't have another re-election, That's what he's going to fight and fight hard. That may actually help him out in some of that Trump token. But that being said, they just tried to get Trump on the trans sports team thing, right? Biological males that decide their females going to play against females, right? Because the body's already a male body, it's going to beat the shit out of a woman in sports, right? Um, he did like an executive order about that. The news tried to attack him about it, but then they went through the polls, and I think it was like 75 to 80% of all Americans like supported it, right? So the media they're poking and prodding right now. They're poking and prodding. They'll figure something out to go use against him. But for now, I mean, Trump is a beast. He's unstoppable right now. Like, he has his deportations working out, going after all the criminals. The protesters, some of the Mexican protesters burned an American flag, which is like an easy see. They don't like America. It's an easy way to say, see, those people don't respect our culture, that type of stuff. And so the resistance against Trump has been very bad so far. Like, Democrats have not done a good job of mobilizing and coming back to like try to fight what Trump is doing. They're horrible at it right now. I watched part of the DNC convent, like the getting the new DNC chairhead, you know. I watched part of it to see, okay, you know, I'm open-minded towards Democrats and Republicans. I was like, maybe they're changing, maybe I can open my eyes back up to them. And I listened to what they said now, is like, damn, okay, it's still not for me. I was like, Jesus, what the heck's going on over here with all these people? Oh man, it's just wild right now. But as far as the Trump token, you know, I'm gonna buy a little bit more here, just some spot, nothing crazy. I feel like I want to buy some Melania, but Melania has been really bad. Trump did some good stuff. Melania, ugh. Could you imagine Trump token if they never promoted Melania token though? What if they waited until now to launch Melania token? I think that would be much different. I felt like the backs were up against the wall because maybe they weren't allowed to launch them when they were in the White House. They had to launch them before they got to the White House, right? You bought some Ethereum, will it go higher? I mean, right now Ethereum is going a little bit higher, but I would say over the next, few hours, Bitcoin still is relatively bullish. Thoughts on a Walmart stock? Don't buy, but hold what you have. I have Walmart. I haven't checked it out in a minute. I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to scale out of my Walmart positions. Don't remember, the only reason I bought into Walmart back in the day was because I was like, oh yeah, inflation's hurting people. Eventually people are going to become poor enough with the high interest rates that they're going to be forced to go to Walmart. And it seems like they freaking are. Oh. See, I feel so bougie sometimes because I don't do my shopping. If I go shopping, I only go to Costco. If I have to go to Safeway, Albertsons, Fred Meyer, Whole Foods, or Trader Joe's, I will literally pay somebody from Instacart to do my shopping for me because I just don't like it. And I feel bad about it, but I'm like, I made money so I could be a little bit lazier. And it also means I don't have to drive halfway across the city to go to a Whole Foods. There's only like one in my entire city. There's one Whole Foods. They have some really good vegan granola bars, or like fiber bars, something like that. Okay, let me check this out very fast. Momentum is still obviously strong with that one. Geez, the technicals on this one are going to be a little bit more difficult, aren't they? I guess we can go from trend to trend to trend. Maybe from trend to trend to trend. I don't know if that'll give us enough data, though. Let's give it a shot anyway. Let's go daily chart. Was any of this actually resistance? A little bit. A little bit. A little bit of support. Okay. Looks like the next stop is going to be around $111. That actually seems pretty reasonable. I think it'd probably cool off a little bit before making that push, but it still seems relatively bullish for now. Let me see if I can find a... Oh, there's not really much we can do here off of this, is there? Few days so far today. Next one's right up there around $111. Yeah. Looks like it wants to go up towards 111, 110, 109. That's probably where you might have the next scale out moment. But the last time I checked the fundamentals, they're still doing great. Again, people are becoming more poor. People are losing their jobs. They just have to find somewhere where they can get cheaper quality of goods and just cheaper goods overall. So again, I think that's good for Walmart. It's like, remember, this was years ago. You remember back when the Ukraine war started And then I was telling all of you guys, hey, all this wheat is made in Ukraine, and that means a lot of wheat around the world is going to become more expensive. So you guys should stock up on your wheat and your grains, right? So what I did was I went to the store, the Asian market, and I bought a bunch of rice, like emergency rice rations, and I bought a bunch of flour and shit, and put it into, like, the seal tight containers. Guess what? Flour ended up getting very expensive. Rice became very expensive. It was kind of crazy. You kind of forecast these things out a little bit. At this point, I feel kind of stupid because I have not been watching Walmart as much as I should have. Maybe because I think I've just been watching big tech all too much, to be honest with you. And this seems to be doing fantastic. It still is probably going to go higher up towards 110. At that point, I wouldn't be surprised if we consolidate for a minute, especially as we're going to get CPI data and stuff like that coming up here pretty soon. And a rally like this can't last forever. But this has been a good play. As far as what I may do with my Walmart, if we hit 105 to 107, I'll probably put about a 30% position up for a target price sale. Just because I've been holding this for years. And I'll probably have to pay taxes on it, which sucks. But yeah, I've been holding this since like 2022, halfway through the year. Yeah, I think I need to sell something off. I mean, you guys know me. I probably would have sold something off right here and right here and right here, but I haven't. So it's like waking up and like, oh shit, what the heck happened here? But yeah, Walmart's so bullish. Everything was fine with it. A little bit of a cluster back over here, but again, I think once you start reaching $108 to $111, I'd start pulling some off there. Could be great for some options plays though, but at that price, I would assume those premiums are going to be kind of expensive. And hey, I'm happy to see my man. Think Fartcoin is the future. Have you ever heard of NVR? Saw that the $32 during the stock market gain in 7th grade. Now it's a few K. I have never heard of that token, no. And I saw he's doing well. He's actually out of treats right now, so he's pretty pissed off at me. Oh, as soon as I say something, he's over here just being like, yeah. Thoughts on business admin degree? I think it's worth it if you want to go into business. Generally speaking, I'm much more of a book reader myself over going to classes. Just make sure the job you want and the job you envision, this gets you closer towards that, right? And I think if it does, definitely go all in there, right? All right, let me go back over here very fast. How do I? Oh, there you go. Sorry, I keep on forgetting where I have everything at. There you go. Loki. Oh, look at you. Come here. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, wow. Yeah, Loki's having a good time. Ooh, good boy. Yep. Yeah. Oh. Attack. Oh, now he's like, maybe I have to sit down to get it. All right. Yeah, huh? Yeah, but he's doing really good. Let me tap that down a little bit right there. He's been having a good one. Let me point this out a little bit more. I think we should be good. Mooding is up around 5%, but this meme has really died off here. Right? Griffane token? Oh, that's not a pretty chart at all. As far as I'm concerned with this one, just looking at it, it seems like it's something where like I'd maybe bought some up here, maybe I lost some money in it. I probably wouldn't sell. I would just hold on to it and see where it goes. If at the end of the year it's still not really performing too well, then you could sell it and take the tax, the tax write-off basically. But for me, this is something where it's just like, ouch, painful. Like a lot of tokens out there. We were just talking about, what was the other one? Melania token and WIF token. Just taking a complete beating right here. Yeah, for me right now, I would just hold what I had and hope that it can have a good reversal. So far, Bitcoin looks like it can have a bullish end of the weekend to the weekend. So you can probably see a lower high here pushing it up. and potentially getting back up here towards the 3-cent range or between 30-cent range. That's probably the best bet you're going to have. And again, over the next few days, if it gets back above 30 cents, that's like about around 100% return on your investment if you were to buy right now. So there's an opportunity to make some money there. You could almost see how there's a golden cross coming here. I would just hesitate because when I see a chart like this, I don't believe these are going to be as useful. This golden cross didn't really do much for that at all. Yeah, I mean, that death cross did a lot, right? But yeah, I would still say there's an opportunity for it to go higher. I'd take the chance on that one. But as far as doing long-term investing, if I bought some over here, I just let it sit. I wouldn't really do much. If you're looking to buy into it right here and go higher, your stop loss is going to be somewhere down here around 12 cents. So not too crazy, and you're just waiting for that nice little spike. All right. Okay, buddy, I'm going to call it a night right now. I got to go actually take a shower and get ready for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This stream actually went pretty well. It was a little bit of a longer stream, around an hour and a half. And so I think what I'm going to be able to do tomorrow is do a 2 to 3 hour long stream with you guys. And if the computer dies off, it dies off, but I'm going to give it an opportunity. And what I've been doing to try to make these streams a little bit longer, I think what I've been tinkering on my computer to try to fix it up as much as possible as I'm trying to find this new graphics card for my new PC setup. I have been undervolting my GPU, and I think that's doing a little bit of good here. So we'll see if that does work or not, okay? So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Wish me luck on trying to get my new computer parts and stuff like that. And again, if any of you guys are looking for new exchange, there's links down below. If you guys are not looking for new exchange, no worries. I don't feel like making a Patreon or stuff like that. I'm just going to kind of chill, do my thing, and I'm going to try to get used to doing these longer videos. I just know an hour and a half and now my throat's already sore, which is horrible because I think I should talk more than that, right, as a YouTuber, right? But we'll see how that goes. I'm also getting started tomorrow. My phone was having some issues, so I had to take it into Apple. I have a delivery that happened 4 minutes ago. Oh, it's Loki's flea medication. Yeah. Well, you don't need it right now, but you will next week. That's your schedule. But yeah, so all stuff coming in, a lot of stuff to work on. I'll be doing more just videos of me on my phone talking and ranting about stuff, which I think will be pretty fun. So get ready for all that type of stuff.